Okay, so this is part 2, Melissa Etheridge, Precious Pain, CBT lesson. And we finished the last one with section 2B. We're on page 2 at section 2C, a minute 6 to a minute and 12. We're on the F chord. No, we finished that. Now it's repeats of section 2A, section 2B, section 3C. Actually, that should be section 2C. Let me see. Yes, section 2C. There is no 3C. 2A, 2B, 2C. It'll say the same. And then the next part comes in 211 to 228. It's the A minor chord again. And here's the first 4 notes. Here's the first 8 notes. So A, E, B, G, E, B, G, D. Then go E, B, G, E. No rest in here, so it keeps going. That's why you want to subgroup. 4 is kind of a good number to subgroup these. Like, get used to it, you know. So we have, again. And I use different fingers on strings. It's kind of what I'm just what I'm feeling, you know, as I'm doing it. But and then B, G, E, B. That could be a subgroup as well. And then we have E, A, or E, open A to open E. B, G. So those 4 notes are. And then B, G, D, G. Subgroup those. And then A, D, G, B. Take the 3rd finger, put the G bass up here. We did this earlier. E, D, G, B. So. Okay, the F chord with the thumb, and this might be played the same way as last time. E and E, B, G, so pinky 3 E, D, B, G. It's the same as before 3 times, so. And then G, E, G, E. So we have okay, open G, hammer to 2, and that's a repeat as well. 3D, slide to 5. Back to the A minor, go A, E, B, G, E, B, G. So we have. And then no rest, but that's a good subgroup. E, G, B. But you'll lift off your first finger to make it an open B there. So that would sound like this. Bring it right back down to A minor. B, G, D, G. So. A, D, G, E. In that case, I'd probably go thumb, 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 middle, G, B, G, and then there's some strumming. It'll go. You just act as if you're holding a pick, or you can use your thumb. This is, I think, the only part in the song where there's strumming. It's A minor, so 2D, 2G, 1B. You're going to have the open A, open high E, down, up, lift your first finger off, it's an A2. So down, up, lift, down, up, back to the A minor, down, lift to the A2, up. So, or if you act as if you're holding a pick. If you can, try to take your thumb mute that low E. Not a bad idea because you may end up strumming it. So if it's muted, you won't have to worry about it. And then, oh, there's more strumming. Section 4A, 229 to 243. And this is D minor. You probably know this chord. 1E, 3B, 2G, open D, and open A, and thumb, mute the low E. Don't push it, just mute to where it's deadened. So down, 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 up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. That's your strum pattern for the next 4 chords. To a E minor, 2A, 2D. Hit all 6, same strum. Down, 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 up, down, up, down, up, down, up. So we have. And we move to page 3. We go to the F chord, but we're going to add the 3rd fret off the high E. 3, 2, 1, 3. With this finger, try to mute underneath on the A string to deaden it. And it's the same strum. To a G suspended, which would be keep your pinky, keep your first finger, take your 3rd finger, go up to the 3rd fret on the low E. You want to purposely mute the A, so it's note, mute, open, open, note, note. It's a G suspended. You'll do the kind of the same strum. But there's some rest in it. Down. No, this is a different strum. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And then the last strum, you take this finger off, and it's the G major. Note, mute, note, 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 mute. So it'll sound like this. This part, pretty tough. We need 3rd finger, 8A. Our first finger, you want to bar the 5th fret on the G through the high E. Pinky, fret 8 on the B string. So let me make sure I got that right. Yes, I do. Yep. You'll go A, G, E, B 8 times. So I had to put double dots and I wrote 8X for 8 times. This is 1 time. Do that 8 times. So it's that's section 4B, 244 to 248. Section 5. Let's see here. Section 5 is 249 to 312. You're back to A minor again. And it sounds like this. This is the first 8 notes. It's 3 times of going. So it's A, D, G, E, D, B, G, B. Oops. Right? That's 3 times. 1 time is this. You do that 3 times. Then A, D, G, B. Back to adding the 3rd finger to the G bass here. Go just like before. This is E, D, G, B. So that transition. Then we go to the F chord. You don't need the thumb on this one, just the regular F. Although we will be adding this high G in it. D and E together. Go B, G after that. Drop the pinky to 3E. So we have, right? Then go D, B, G, B 3 times. Oops. And then, let's see, we have 2 times of this. D, same chord, D and E together, B, G, B twice. So it's, so if you connected those 2 parts, G, G suspended again. That's the 3E, 1B, 3E. E, G, B, E, G, B, G, B. And that's going to be 2 times. So lift the first finger off to where it's a G major now. Do the same thing. So it's, right? So we have, and then E, G, B, E. Then we're going to do a hammer on. Open A, hammer to 2. Do the D, open, open G. So it's, or you can use 3 fingers. Might flow a little better with the 3. Back to the F chord. Yes, back to the F. You'll do the D and E together. B, G, pinky to 3E. D, B, G, B. So that's the same too. Twice. So, messing it up. Then we go to G major. 3E, 2A, open D and G. And then open B. 3 on the high E. So section 6 4 times. Back to the F, but this is a little different this time. It starts the same way. D and E. Let me play it first. No, this is the same. No, it's not. It's, yep. So you'll go D, E together. B, G, 3rd fret high E, B, and then open G, E, B. So the last 5 notes are connected with this. Okay, so really cool sounding. That's actually 8 times. I think that was 8. And then back to the F chord. B, G, D, open G, 1st fret B, 3D, open G. So that part's kind of interesting. It only does it once, so you have okay, back to A minor. A, D, G, E, D, B, G, B. So it's 3 times. A, D, G, B. Throw the G on the bass. E, D, G, B. Just like before. And then the very ending here. It kind of slows down as it goes. It's the F chord. And you'll let me play through a few of these notes. It'll go. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 notes. So maybe subgroup those. We go D, B, G, E. It's got the high G in it, right? So we have, and then go G, B, G, B, G, B, G, B. So, oops. Again. Back to the D string, to the high E. Open G, hammer to 2. And then 3rd fret D. So it ends with let's play that whole line. Again. One more time. And then we would go like this. You'll do the 3E, open G, 1B, open G, 1B, open G, 1B. So it's good subgroup. Third finger 3D, middle finger 2D. We did this earlier. Pick the third fret, pull off to the second, go open D. So it's that last line. A minor, actually technically A2, and you'll go A, G, D, open B, hammer onto the first fret. So that would sound like this. And then the second fret off the D string. So missed it. And then page 4, you're gonna drop your pinky to the third fret on the B string. Pick that, pull it off to the first fret. So you'll, but leave these down. Go. Do the D string. So it's E, B, G. So you can take those 6 notes and go, right? At this point it's really slowing down for the end. Do the third fret B, pull off to the first fret B. Oops. And then D, G. And that would sound like this up to just that last line there. Take your first finger, lift it off. It's an A2, and it's like a slow drag. I even wrote that in your tabs. Like, don't go. Just like, and stop on the low E. You don't want to hear the E. And that's it. So, like I said, Anand, I know I'm saying your name wrong. There are things that you want to look for in this CBT lesson that are consistent. One of the things that are pretty consistent are the chords. Yeah, there's like 3 different variations of how the F major is going on in there. If it becomes too overwhelming, pick one of them when it comes to it and keep it the same. But I wanted to try and get all the right strings. But when people finger pick, they're always leaving themselves a little bit of freedom most of the time. They know if they're playing an F chord that they can play any of the notes in there. So they're not always super consistent with it. Songs like Dust in the Wind, yeah, it's very defined. This one, there's a little freedom with it. So kind of do your best to try to memorize the pick patterns that are within each chord. And definitely subgroup these. Like I said, subgroup can be 2 things, but in this case, since it's all finger picking except for a couple parts where there's some strumming, you know, move in increments of like 4 notes at a time. You know, so if it's you know, something like this off an F chord, you could just go. So D, B, G, E. It may be a 16-note progression, but if you break it into 4, then you can have another 4, that's 8, another 4 is 12, another 4 is 16, but work on them in those 4s. And we keep repeating it. Add the next 4, keep repeating those, and then go back and grab the first 4. Now you have 8. And just keep building it that way and it'll come together. Finger picking's kind of tough, man. It's more meticulous for the most part, you know. But like I said, in this particular song, you do have that freedom. If you pick a string that she may not be hitting, but it's within the chord, you're going to be safe and it's still going to work. But you have your map here, which is what the tabs are for. So I appreciate it and had a good time doing this. And if you have questions, you have my cell number and you have my email, or hit me up on Skype or whatever if you have any questions at all. All right, I appreciate it. Thanks a lot, man.